What's up, beautiful people? I know it's probably a little dark. Please forgive me. But I had another message that I wanted to give out today. And it kind of piggybacks off of what I was saying before in reference to setting boundaries and creating new habits when you're becoming a new version of yourself. And another thing that I'm realizing is a full moon. Another thing that I'm realizing and noticing that is a part of that is discipline. Discipline is my word. Like, it's been the word of the day for me here lately, because as I've said, I'm definitely like shifting into a new version of myself. I feel like a snake, like shedding old parts of me and embracing new parts of me. And with that is discipline. And discipline is, to me, like more important than being motivated and being inspired, because you could be motivated and you could be inspired, but those can be temporary feelings, but discipline ensures that you are walking in your purpose, if you will, or discipline ensures that you are going to achieve the goals that you set for yourself, going to bring your manifestations to fruition. So, and there's no real big or small when it comes to discipline. For example, for me, I have like set intentions on getting up earlier, like meditating more, especially in the morning, in the evening, like throughout the day. Um, Sticking to my routine on the gym, being disciplined with what I eat because I like food. So it kind of defeats the purpose of going to the gym if you ain't gonna do the second part of that, which is eating right. And also like having myself on a schedule, kind of like intermittent fasting, where I only eat between certain times. Like, for example, I do not eat before 12. Like, nigga, breakfast is not the important meal of the day for me. You know what I'm saying? I eat after 12 and I eat between, well, whenever I eat my first meal, I'll eat, um, start the clock for 8 hours. So, like today, I think the first time I ate was like 2 o'clock. So I have up until like 10 to eat, and I just got a salad, so I'm gonna eat that, and then that'll be it. Um, but just being disciplined, and I realized too that it creates a different level of safety in my body, like sticking to things I say and actually like writing out my plans for the day. Like once I do my morning meditation and stuff, just writing out my plans, for the day and really sticking to them and being disciplined just with that, because I do mirror work where I talk to myself in the mirror every day, and like set intentions, but it's different when you write it down and when you actually see it. So I'm writing it down and I see it, and then once I accomplish the things throughout the day, I go back and look at it and kind of like put a star or a heart or something, um, at the end of the day, like showing, hey, you achieved this for the day. And it's so fulfilling. It's so like motivational. Like the discipline comes first, and then the discipline gives you that extra motivation, because sometimes I don't be wanting to wake up and go to the gym. I ain't gonna lie. When I wake up, my mom be like, turn back over, go to sleep. Like, not today. You know what I'm saying? It requires discipline. Sometimes the motivation ain't gonna be there. It requires discipline to be like, come on, Venetia, get up. Like, get up. You know what I'm saying? You can rest on your rest day. Today is your gym day. You know this. So go ahead and get up and knock it out. And then once you knock it out, you feel so good. I feel like inspired with myself. Like, I achieved this. You did this. You know what I'm saying? So like, I never really been a morning person. Of course, you gotta wake up for work and shit like that. But just to get up earlier and have that time for me before I give myself out to anybody throughout the day, having my time for me, being in my body, setting my intentions, and I do not pick up my phone. Like, I set my phone on do not disturb at night, especially when all my kids are home. Everybody's safe. I'll put my phone on do not disturb, and I do not pick up my phone or anything until after I've done my morning routine, like my morning work, my meditation, my yoga, my mirror work, being with myself. I'm not interested in waking up and getting on social media and all that. I have to get me right and prepare myself for the day. So those are the things that I am implementing in my life, like, to be disciplined and to do things that I've never done before. And even with going to the gym, like, I've been going to the gym since around my birthday, which is in October. So October 2025, I started going to the gym with my trainer, and it is now almost May, and I've lost like 35 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So um, it feels good once you see your discipline paying off. It makes me want to go to the next level. Like, all right, it's time to like stop. Like, I went to Zaxby's and got a salad today. But like, let's start making more shit at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's start cooking at home. It's so dark right here. I'm gonna turn the light on right here. Let's start cooking at home. Let's start, like, meal prepping. Let's cut up some fruits and vegetables and stuff if I want some snacks or some shit during the day versus going to the store and getting some chips, or like making a decision to get some sweet shit. Because I'm telling you, when you make the choice to start working out and doing different shit, I ain't never had as many sweet tooths as I be having now. Like, every day craving sweet shit. I never was like that before. Like, what? Well, maybe around my lady time, but other than that, just to be craving this shit. So it's like making smart decisions, making disciplined decisions, and showing up for myself, showing up for my body. That's really what discipline is. Like, and I feel what it's creating in my nervous system. I feel what it's creating in my nervous system, and it feels so good. It really does. So when you are like evolving and growing into a new version of yourself, it's some things that are required. It's some steps that you can't skip. And like creating new habits and being disciplined and like really shedding and letting the old self go is one of them. Like, I never, if I was to look back on my life and somebody tell me that I would be right here, this woman that I am in 2026, I would have never. I'd be like, well, yeah, right. Just on the grand scheme of everything. You know what I'm saying? And so discipline is where I'm at right now on my journey. And I'm doing it. Every day I'm doing it. And then if I do have a day where I'm like, I'm about to go get a meal check or some shit, or I got a sweet tooth, I don't beat myself up about that. I don't beat myself up about that. I just recognize, like, all right, you had a moment of, you gave into your craving or you gave into your desire or whatever it is. It's okay. You're still human. It's no big deal. It ain't no need to beat yourself up. Just being aware. Then once you're aware, all right, we're not going to, fall into this pattern where it's just like, okay, well, I had one day where I didn't eat where I was supposed to, or I didn't wake up early, or I didn't go to the gym or whatever, so you allow that to just keep you on a downward spiral. No, it's okay. I always say this, but plans fuck up from time to time. It's okay. We're human beings. It's okay. You recognize that, you're aware of it, and you make a better choice the next time. But don't allow that to keep you. Don't use that as like oh, I didn't go to the gym today, might as well not go. Absolutely not. This is one day, one moment at a time. If you're still here tomorrow, if you wake up the next day, then you can always make a better choice. You can always make a different choice and give yourself grace. We have to give ourselves grace, like, especially when you're becoming somebody you've never been. And I said this before as well. You have to give yourself grace, and then the more that you're training your body and your mind to be disciplined, to follow certain routines, and to just get in the pattern of the new, it's just, it's so amazing. It's so lit. It's so fucking bomb, like, for real. Like, for real. So, and I'm in the midst of it, like, every day ain't always peaches and rainbows, but I always bring myself back. I always take that moment. I always remind myself, like, it's okay. Every moment might not feel the best because you're becoming a new version of yourself. But just remind yourself that you're doing great. Remember, just look at all the things that you've accomplished. Look at how far you've come and look at where you're going. I always remind myself that you are on the right path. And it's okay to embrace all things new. So that's my spill. Discipline, discipline. And it's crazy that I'm a whole 38-year-old and I've been writing the word. I feel like I was misspelling it about half my life. Now that I've been writing it so much, between that S and that C, that I, that shit had me. I was like, how do you? I had to Google it a couple times. Like, am I spelling discipline right? But anyway, that's all I have. You know, you can always start. You can always start. You can always start. It's never too late. Show up for yourself. Be disciplined. Embrace the new. And I love you.